It's blowing 20 miles an hour about out there. There's a lot of white caps. I used a gauge up on the rock. It was between 17 and 24, bouncing back and forth. So it's about 20 miles an hour. It's a lot of wind. And there's Chase's Island, and you see the kind of lee that we get from Chase's Island. The wind is from the southwest. So this is what it looks like, and I want to show you how the moorings are working on the standoffs on the motorboat, and on the sailboat, and on the canoe on the new dock, and how we've got the canoe tucked in there. We're not putting the third line on the motorboat. We just have 2 lines on it, and actually, although we should have the spring line on it, we don't happen to have it on right now, but you can see it bouncing there. It's 20 miles an hour with a little lee from over here at Chase's, and so we don't get the direct wash, but there's a lot of bounce, and it's doing just fine. And here is a sailboat. You can hear the halyards clanking on the mast. And here's the way this standoff works. Of course, this is favorable here because this is the wind is coming from the right, and so it's blowing the sailboat away from the dock. But these standoffs keep it a long ways away anyways. And so there's the mooring coming in here. Here's the way the canoe is hooked up. The canoe comes from a cleat to here, to an eye on the deck of the canoe on that end, and from an eye on the deck of the canoe at that end up to a cleat on the post on the floating dock. And you can see that it's riding in this well. It never hits the dock, it never hits the sailboat. It's very successful. Of course, the kayaks aren't going anyplace on the rack. And then we come down here. Now we're on the floating dock, and this is the mooring arrangement on Wendell's boat. The bow is out, away from the dock. There's a snap swivel that's fastened on the line, and actually it's fastened around the chafing gear, which comes over the gunnel in front. And then back here we have chafing gear on the gunnel, and then the line wraps around this post, and I have a bumper between the dock and the back of the boat. The line that they're attached to is the line that anchors the floating dock. And this is the Vermont fishing dory, which is covered up to keep the rain out. And you can see we have a couple of bumpers there, and we moor it tight, and it doesn't scrape or bounce on the dock. So the moorings are really successful, including this rather peculiar one here. But if you look over here, you see it's clear of the rocks. It's clear of the rocks at both ends, and it never comes over and touches them. This is the 4th of August, 2010. And that completes the tour.